Good morning once again. Uh, we are starting Unit 56 today. Its title is Butcher Shop. You know the meaning of butcher shop? Uh, is a shop where animals are slaughtered and meat is sold. हामी सबैलाई मासु मनपर्छ, थोरै मान्छे मात्र हुन्छौँ भेज, धेरै चाहिँ नन भेज नै हुन्छौँ। मान्छेको वान अफ द बेस्ट रेसिपी यो वर्ल्ड वाइड हो, नेपालमा मात्रै होइन संसारभरि नै people prefer meat. Therefore, this type of shop, and next one is killing technology, slaughtering technology, right? This is also increasing. But we are not going to talk about the trend prevalent in this type of shop. But today we are going to talk, or we are going to explain what happened in butcher shops, or how does the poet explain the scene or activities or the thing of butcher shop. A butcher shop in Nepali, you can say masu pasal, commonly. So from the title also, you can guess what is the intention of the poet. Nobody can say that butcher shop is beautiful, it is very good, and so on. By the name, the killing or slaughtering or any other that sort of thing does not make human being happy. Maybe you can say that here the poet is going to depict, going to paint negativity in this poem, negative feeling of the poem. So by name, poets are very much you can say sentimental, or they can think beyond the boundary. It means they go to the deep down the essence of the reality of the things. That's why also you can say we'll explore the pathetic scene here, poignant scene of the poem here, or the butcher shop here. So theme is here darkness, negativity, pessimism, similar to this, and most commonly his intention is to show brutality, barbarta, that inhuman activity, unkind activity can be seen in the butcher shop. That is what he wants to underline. So simply just think, for the sake of living, for the sake of enjoyment, for the sake of taste, how human beings are brutal toward innocent animal. That is the theme, what we can say right now. See glossary, convict, prisoner. You know the word prisoner, I think. Smear means covered, and covered in the sense covered by blood, bloody ground, bloody wall, bloody clothes, etc. Cripples, especially weak and unhealthy. That can be animal or people. Here it is in the sense of people. Imbecile, stupid, idiotic. The next one is scrapple, is a to clean by rubbing. These are the word. Convict, prisoner, snare, covered, crippled, weak or sick, imbecile, stupid, scrapple, clean ground especially, or some surfaces by rubbing. So you can see meat shop or butcher shop in the picture, and you might have a kind of feeling how people treat toward animal and how people satisfy their hunger of meat. Again, let's talk about meaning of butcher shop, although it is not so difficult for you, I think. Is a shop which caught the innocent animal and shell person. Moreover, it is about the cruel human act of killing innocent animal for food. You might have seen the sin of killing, for example, buffalo also, goats also, right? And even fish also, right? The killing is brutal. The slaughtering is brutal. Without giving pain, they should cut it. But the killing procedure is really pathetic. And that is a point where the poet is objecting. It's not good. It's not fair, right? And next one is, he hears the voice of such innocent animal from the shop, and it also makes him very much sad. That is another thing. So to illustrate his claim, he talks about apron, sharp knife, wooden block. Wooden block means here achano. The red light used in the meat shop. You might have seen red light, not other type of light. Red light. They use red light to show the meat red. So these things, the condition of apron, knife, wooden block, red lights, right? These things symbolize the slaughtering procedures, and these also show the real picture of butcher shop or meat shop. So he used these things to pictures give the thing he claims, that means. Similarly, using these things, he wants to create an image in our mind, in reader's mind. Or especially he wants to support his claim of voices of those innocent creatures, helpless creatures, wailing. See, he said, or he says, he could hear wailing voice or voices of those innocent animals from the butcher shop. So it made him very sad, and that's why he was compelled to write a poem, The Butcher Shop. Let's see the poem, stanza wise. The Butcher Shop. You can see the pictures of butcher shop on the right. So see the first stanza. Sometimes, walking late at night, I stop before a closed butcher shop. There is a single light in the store, like the light in which the convict digs his tunnel. So one day, let's say one night, he was passing through a butcher shop. The butcher shop was closed though, but he could see a single light in the store. there. And when he saw that light, he thought that butcher shop was a prison, and from which prisoner they were digging tunnel to go out. Maybe there was some sort of sound of killing animal, maybe as like digging. So in his mind, there was a type of image like that. That means very dim light was there. As I said, commonly the butchers they use only red light to make their meat red, to turn their meat red. So you could simply hear some sort of sound maybe, and he saw a very dim light, and the pictures, whatever he realized in his mind at the time, was just like prisoner trying to go out, digging the tunnel from that very small shop, closed shop. Moreover, he could see something. Look at it. Although it was closed, an apron hangs on the hood. The blood and it smear into a map of a great contents of blood, the river and the ocean of blood. He compares the shop with a map. And you know that in our country, maybe, can you listen me? Hello, hello. Damnaji, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
There is problem, I think, in the internet. That's why. Okay.
हजुर सुनिरहेको छौँ सर
No, यहाँ अलिकति समस्या आयो कि बत्ती आयो गएर आयो जस्तो लाग्ला नि त्यही भएर. So what happened then? He compared.
यस सर सुनेको छ सर
Us, I'm continuing. Eh? He compares that butcher shop with a map where you could see seas of blood, rivers of blood, because in the butcher shop you can see blood everywhere. That's why it says the apron is just like map, or butcher shop is just like map, especially apron. In apron, you could see blood content everywhere. So he saw that on the hood, maybe on the wall somewhere it was hung. So he compares, especially that apron as a map of country. But it's not a green, it's not yellow, another color. It's a bloody, it was red. So only what he could see were rivers and ocean of blood only, smeared everywhere. Smeared, smeared भनेको चाहिँ पोतिनु. There are knives that glitter like altars. There are knives that glitters like altars in a dark church where they bring the cripple and the imbecile to be healed. Right? See, altar भनेको चाहिँ पूजा गर्ने एउटा table for Christian, if you don't know. So, on the table somewhere, you saw knives. There's written knives, many knives. It was glittering, shining, right? Like altar, like a table, praying table in a church. And in church also you know that. Why Nepalese people are being Christian? I mean, Nepali मान्छे किन क्रिस्चियन छ भने रोग लाग्यो भने, यो भूत लाग्यो भने, बोक्सी लाग्यो भने क्रिस्चियन भएपछि लाग्दैन भन्ने चलन हुन्छ. So in this poem also he says where they bring cripple and imbecile to be healed. Healthy, heal, you know the word. So what happens here? If whenever he sees the scene of that butcher shop and the knife on the table, he compares it with altars of church. In church also, crippled and imbecile, right? Crippled means who cannot walk properly. Imbecile means also meek, weak, sick people. Where sick people, where crippled peoples, they are brought, they are invited in the church and they are healed. They are made healthy. Similarly, maybe there are animals, for example, goats, for example, sheep, for example, buffaloes or cows also in Christian context. They are there to be slaughtered. And the scene was just like a church. And he compared the scene as they are brought there, as the animals are brought there to be healed. But they were not brought there to be healed, they were brought there to be killed. That was the scene, reality, right? And he compares that knives with the something other weapons put in the church. Similarly, the next stanza, there is a wooden block, but the bones are broken. You know that without wooden block, right? No butcher shop works. Nowadays there can be plastic devices also, right? But generally wooden block is common everywhere. So there is a wooden block, achano, where bones are broken, scraped clean, a river dried to its bed where I am fed, where deep in the night I hear a voice. Okay, see here, wooden block. वुडन ब्लकलाई कसरी सफा गरिन्छ? स्क्रैपल्ड भनेको चाहिँ त्यो चक्कुले चाहिँ खुर्केको हुन्छ, चक्कुले खुर्किँदै काट्दै फाल्दै खुर्किएर सफा गरेको हुन्छ. And he says that wooden blocks where bones are broken, scraped clean, like liquidated comparison, a river dry to its bed भनेको चाहिँ रिभर सुकेको जस्तै, पानी सुकेपछि रिभरको बेड कस्तो हुन्छ, कारङ कुरुङ परेर सासाना गिर्खा बालुवाहरू देखे जस्तै. He compares that wooden block अचानो with a dried river. It's similar to this, which is clean deeply. यसरी काटेर फालेन भने के हुन्छ, त्यहाँ मासु बस्छ, गनाउँछ, किरा पर्छ. That's why it was scraped clean. A river dry to its, like a river dry to its bed, river bed, that means. And where I'm fed, this is the final line he wants to say, where I'm fed, where deep in the night I hear a voice. Because of pathetic voice, or after killing animal in that slaughterhouse, we became satisfied, or we wipe out our hunger, but we never hear the voice made by such innocent, such crippled, imbecile animal. That is the message. Or simply in another sentence, what we can say is that we human beings satisfy our hunger from the tears of animal, from the pathetic voice of animal, and which is not just. He says, we have to learn from this poem that, although I also prefer meat, right? We are not supposed to kill animal, providing them severe pain. That is one thing. And it is not just, it is not fair to satisfy our hunger by taking the lives of innocent animal. This is the main thing. Again, you can see paraphrase summary. Here again, same thing I'm going to repeat. If you have missed some idea, let me read these out, these sentences. When the poet is walking at night, he sees a butcher shop. He only sees a single light in it, like a prisoner digging a tunnel to go out of the prison. Similarly, he sees an apron hanging on the hook, but the shop was full of blood like a rivers and ocean of blood. Everywhere he could see the blood smeared on the wall also, on the apron also, and on the table also, everywhere. So the poet described the shop having knives like a dark church where sick and weak peoples are treated. But here the poet is comparing animals with sick and weak people. Everywhere, sick and weak are punished, they are killed, they are exploited. Likewise, in the slaughterhouse also, weak animal, helpless animal, they are brought and they are slaughtered. That means. So he further describes a wooden block to break bones and blood scrub clean surface. And finally, what he says is, this is the final thing he wants to say, and main thing he wants to say, describe the place where innocent animals are killed to satisfy hunger, but we are indifferent toward their pain. And providing pain to satisfy our hunger is not just. That is the conclusion. You can screenshot this page, and here are analysis. You can pause and or you can screenshot and you can understand further. I'm not going to read this analysis part. The same thing, whatever I said, or this one also. Please pause.
Sir,
Anush, are you saying anything?
स्क्रिन सेयरै भएको छैन सर
र अनि अघि मैले भनेको थिएँ नि त
स्क्रिन सेयरै भएको छैन
मैले अघि भनेको थिएँ नि त यो मेरो बत्तीमा प्रब्लम आए जस्तो छ भनेर अनि किन नभनी बसेको त म भनिरहेको छु नि यु क्यान सी समरी हियर यहाँ इन्टरनेट फ्लक्चुएट भएको जस्तो लागेको थियो कि मलाई अघि अनि सर्भर यहाँ घुमेको थियो अनि मैले चाहिँ देख्यो कि देखेन भनेर सोधेँ बट यु डिड नट रिप्लाई सुनिरहेछौँ देखिरहेछौँ भने जस्तो लाग्यो दिस इज समरी है यु जस्ट स्क्रिनसट दिस and this is analysis part. There are I think 3 pages. This is first one. आफैले पनि पढ्न सकिन्छ मैले जे भने एउटा सब चाहिँ कसरी चाहिँ एउटा ब्रुटल प्लेस अमानवीय प्लेस हुन्छ भन्ने कुरालाई देखाइएको छ अनि हामी मान्छेहरूको बानी यो चाहिँ रियालिटीमा पनि बुच्चर सबै भनेको नहुन पनि सक्छ हरेक मान्छेले अर्काको ब्लड सक गरेर अर्काको स्वेट पसिना खाएर मान्छेले खुसी आनन्द लिने गर्छ यो मान्छेको नेचर हो त्यो मान्छे कमजोर मान्छेहरू जो हुन्छ जो सोझो मान्छेहरू हुन्छ त्यो मान्छेहरूबाट चाहिँ मान्छेले शोषण गर्ने काम गर्छ समाजै यसरी चल्छ अनि त्यो रोरिङ त्यो क्राई हुन्छ ह्युमन क्राई त्यो क्राईले चाहिँ इनह्युमन मान्छेहरूलाई कहिले पनि टच गर्दैन त्यसले असर गर्दैन अनि इट्स नट ओन्ली द बुचर सप द वर्ल्ड राइट नाउ इज टर्निङ इन्टु अ बुचर सप अहिले मान्छेहरूले संसारलाई नै एउटा बुचरको सप जस्तै मासु पस्छ जस्तै बनाएको सरकारलाई ल्याउने यो भौतिक रूपमा मार्ने भन्ने भन्दा पनि त्यसलाई चाहिँ एक प्रकारको मानसिक हैन आर्थिक राजनैतिक हैन सामाजिक रूपमा चाहिँ मान्छेहरूलाई शोषण गर्छन् अनि त्यसबाट चाहिँ दे सटिस्फाई देयर हंगर अब नेता ठुल्ठुलो नेताको कुरा गर्ने भने सामाजिक कार्यकर्ताको कुरा गर्ने भए पनि अलिकति धनी मानी मान्छेहरू जोसुकै होस् हैन इट्स भेरी डिफिकल्ट टु अर्न अब अहिले कुरा गरे पनि हामी काठमाडौँमा बसेर एउटा सामान्य काम गर्ने मान्छेले एउटा सामान्य अफिसर सचिव मान्छेले नेपालमा काठमाडौँमा घर बनाउन सक्दैन आफ्नो गाडी किनेर चढ्न सक्दैन त्यो भनेको स्लटरिङ द अदर पिपल मेबी द ब्राइब हो त्यो ब्राइबको रूपमा हुनसक्छ अन्य प्रकारको शोषणहरू हुनसक्छ त्यस्तो काम नगरिकन अथवा डिफ्रेन्ट है कार्य नगरिकन चाहिँ इट्स डिफिकल्ट टु सर्भाइभ यसले चाहिँ मैले भने मासु पसलले स्लटर हाउस अथवा मिट सप भनेको यसले द सिम्बोलिक थिङ है डे बाई डे वी आर टकिङ अबाउट हाउ पिपल आर क्रुअल हाउ पिपल एक्सप्लोइट अदर एक्सप्लोइट भनेको शोषण गर्छन् राइट and how innocent people are victimized, कसरी चाहिँ innocent मान्छेहरू victimize हुन्छ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ it wants to show. अनि यसले के पनि भनेको छ भने from the cry of the animal, right, I am fed भनेको छ, we are fed, है, when we are able to exploit other from the exploitation of other. एक्सप्लोइटेसन भनेको शोषण भन्ने शब्द है. हामी के गर्छौँ भने we satisfy our hunger, rich people, powerful people, able people, right, they satisfy their hunger by exploiting, by dominating, by snatching the happiness of, sweat of, and blood of poor, helpless people or marginalized people. So let's see conclusion here. Some people argue killing animal for human food is ethical and argue is sufficient evidence to demonstrate that this is not the case. Therefore, the measure must be taken to improve the right of animal भनेको छ यसले हैन. मैले अघि पनि भने पोएममा चाहिँ डाइरेक्टली कुरा गरेको चाहिँ एनिमलकै कुरा हो हैन, तर सिम्बोलिक भनेको चाहिँ एज आई सेड द प्रेजेन्ट 21st century, how human beings are cruel toward the weak person, toward the helpless person, toward the gentle person, right? यो चाहिँ यसको सेन्स हो. यहाँ चाहिँ एनिमलको राइटको कुरा गरिएको छ डाइरेक्टली चाहिँ. अब हामीले इक्जाममा लेख्दाखेरि चाहिँ डाइरेक्टली लेख्दा पनि हुन्छ. If you have any question, now let's start.